Dude, there's two in the mid building. Two in the very mid building. Where the first hard point was.
Let me know what you guys have.
I got this side.
Ah! Nice shit. Got it. Let's get the bricks.
Dude, what?
Check.
What is going on, everybody? I'm here to show my current custom classes for World War II. It is currently November 4th, technically one day after release of the game. So most of these classes are going to be for Search and Destroy because that's what I've been playing the most. Done a little bit of Pro Points, but a lot of these classes will depend on what your role is in either Variant or Search and Destroy. So when I'm like in a hardpoint game or something like that, I'm going to be mainly inside of hill, maybe push out a little bit to get some kills. So sometimes it's more important for me not to have dead silence or be quiet at all. But then sometimes, like in capture the flag, maybe a little bit of gridiron, you're gonna want to be quiet pretty much all the time. So a lot of these classes will remain the same. But to start out now, this will be what I'm using for Search and Destroy. I started with this one, which is a armored PBSH, armored so that I can be protected from stuns and whatnot. So this is the class I would use both in a hill or for Search and Destroy if I'm trying to play up close with the PPSH, and then Inconspicuous just to stay quiet. But I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, I think Inconspicuous and the dead silence you get from Mountain, right here where it says silent movement, I think the one from Mountain is more quiet than just having Inconspicuous. So you still have to like kind of crouch walk with this perk and without the Mountain division. But make sure on all your classes you got this freaking machine pistol with extended mags, because that'll give you 15 bullets. That's a good way to finish out a kill. And this grenade is the best in the game, so use this one before it's banned. Next class is going to be an airborne with Inconspicuous, airborne so I can run faster. So this will be like if I'm rushing to a spot, like I think on St. Marie, I'll run into the bottom mid building with this just because you'll get there faster because you have the airborne. And then I'll remain somewhat quiet with Inconspicuous. I like the MP40 with quick draw and grip. It's kind of jumping around for me a bit right now, so if I was to switch it out for anything, I might either do a PPSH or even a one of these Tommy guns. I haven't messed with the Tommy gun too much, but I know that it shoots pretty fast and is a killer. The good thing about the MP40 is that it has a little bit of range to it. This next one's going to be another MP40, but with Mountain, so I'm completely silent, and then Prime so that I can have a third attachment as well as flinch less when I'm shot. That's a pretty big deal, actually. I do feel at a pretty big disadvantage when I don't have primed on and I get shot first because my gun's going to jump more than someone with primed. So make sure you have a good mixture of both Inconspicuous and primed. And also make sure you keep an armored division on, at least one, in case they're hitting you with a ton of stuns and nades. Because a lot of spots people will pre-nade and then you don't die immediately if you have armored on. There's another Mountain right here. This is an AR, so I have these two AR classes. Here's a silent one with primed, and then I also have an armored one with Inconspicuous. And you want to switch most of those out, at least that's what I'm thinking now, is you switch most of those out so that either here you're silent and you don't flinch, and then here you're armored so you don't die to a ton of nades, and then Inconspicuous so you still remain somewhat silent. One thing that I've been seeing pros do is not running quick draw on their ARs and posting up a little bit more with it, because quick draw actually doesn't help your sprint out time. So when you're running, it doesn't really help you at all. It only helps if you're standing still or strafing or something like that. But on this bar, I've been liking to use grip, advanced rifling, and a reflex. And make sure when you run that reflex, you go down to reticles and you do that one, because that one way better than this one or this one. Again, keep the machine pistol on. This awesome nade too. And then I like to keep just grip and the reflex when I switch to Inconspicuous. As for streaks, the available ones now, the best ones are going to be Molotov, Fighter Pilot, Glide Bomb. Ones like these are banned. The Recon, obviously, and care package. I think, at least for now, these are probably a bit too high to be running on Search and Destroy. I could be wrong about that, though. And yeah, that's it for now. So when I go into Hardpoint and CTF and Gridiron, sometimes I'll switch this out for where is it? I'll switch this out for Primed, and then I'll add either advanced rifling or an extended mag onto the PPSH, because it doesn't matter, especially in 4s, if I'm that quiet. And if I'm just going to be in hill anyways, I don't need to sneak around. Like, they're going to know that I'm in there. But for Search and Destroy, I like to keep Inconspicuous on. And just those two. A lot of people are switching out too much, I think, because in CTF, it's incredibly important to remain silent. Because a lot of those kills are huge, and having your footsteps heard is a big deal against you. Same thing goes with Gridiron. And even Hardpoint a little bit. If you're trying to rotate and someone is silent and I've already rotated and they hear your footsteps, that's also not good for you. But yeah, I think that's it for now. Any updates will be given. I will let you guys know. For now, I think these are the best class setups for GB and UMG. This is what I'm using for Search and Destroy. I changed it a little bit for Variant, but other than that, I like to keep it the same.